Coming up on Hold All Tickets, Godolphin had a sell-off yesterday, Lamby. Will they see a return on the investment, the new owners, and some big names in the Self-trumpeter?
Yeah, we've had a look at a few of the Godolphin cast-offs, I guess you could say, and whether they're going to get their money back. And two very big names in particular in the Self-trumpeter votes this week, Donald Trump and the Mug Punter.
Hopefully Mug can get over his Thursday morning tragic start. But all of that and much more coming up on Hold All Tickets right now. Hello and welcome to Hold All Tickets, brought to you by BoomBet. Fixed odds at more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly, joined as always by man fresh off a 2-day bucks last week, James Lamb. Lammy, firstly, how was it?
It was all right. I was surprisingly fresh after it because we went quite hard on the Friday and then it was a bit difficult to back up the Saturday. So it didn't go as late as I thought, but I was thankful for that on Sunday and yeah, I've certainly come good by now.
Yeah, you floated in the office well this week. I was actually a little bit surprised. It was we'll get to why maybe a little bit later in the recap of last weekend. But racing this weekend, we are in the depths of off season. Just benchmark racing at Rosehill. I know we've got a listed winter stakes there, but also Flemington, of course, today is the 17th of July. So getting ahead to the meetings this weekend. But before we get started, make sure you do follow us on social media. It's at Punters on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Plenty of stuff going up there as always, but mainly on YouTube. Please give us a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications bell so anytime we do a video, it does pop up in your feed. We are in the depths of planning for Spring Carnival. It's going to be on your doorstep before we know it. And don't worry, we'll be talking about that a bit later. But Lammy, let's start off with it. The Self-trumpeters of the week as we're building towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned when I was putting this together yesterday that I didn't have much material. But it's come together okay. A couple of good ones in there. So we'll start off with one vote for Rhino at Shannon T. Fortune. Also clear, won at Pakenham on Monday, paying $3.90. And Rhino posted after the race, dumped heavy on Also Clear, felt he was the clear pick, didn't win like a good thing, but got there.
Oh.
So classic post-race expertise.
Yep.
Nice little one voter there for Rhino. Two votes, Craig Hutchison, Hutchie. Was a show on his own station, SEN, promoting the AFL Legends game, which is making a return this year. A good minute or so was devoted to that infamous, or depends how you look at it, goal that Hutchie kicked. It's not the first time that we've seen Hutchie sort of make it about him, even though someone else brought it up, but
yeah,
surely he knew it was coming. So he gets 2 votes for that. Probably lucky to get 2 because, as I mentioned, a bit of a repeat offender in this space, but it was one heck of a goal. 2 votes. Matthew Rose, a.k.a. Mug Punter.
Oh, the Mug. He's had a shocking morning, by the way, Mug on Twitter, if you follow him.
No, I didn't see this morning's.
He's messed up his breakfast.
There we go.
He thought he had a roast beef roll, but it was a sausage sandwich, and he toasted it the wrong way, apparently, Mug. Shout out to the Mug. He's had a terrible start to his Thursday.
He is best known for his culinary creations on Twitter and also his iron stomach. I don't know how he stomachs Coke for every meal, basically from breakfast to lunch, but he somehow does it.
I'd cop a Coke Zero, but yeah.
This one wasn't food related though. He was tweeting about the boxing match between Sonny Bill Williams and Gallen and offered up his pre-fight thoughts here. Tonight, not fight is not boxing. Just 2 blokes bringing shame to the sport. And I'm good friends with Sonny Bill Williams. So obviously the I'm good friends with Sonny Bill is the trumpet in that.
Yeah.
So he gets 2 votes for that. But he said I'm good friends with him and he said he's bringing shame to the sport. Who needs enemies when you have friends like the Mug?
Exactly.
So 2 votes for him. I'll have to catch up on the sausage sandwich debacle when we finish this. 3 votes. Donald Trump, literally self-trumpeter. Chelsea won the Club World Cup last weekend and the big Don was presenting the trophy. Generally when this happens, everyone who isn't part of the team will leave the podium and allow the players to celebrate with the trophy, get all the photos, whatnot.
Yeah.
And this was strongly hinted to Donald as well. You could see officials saying, just move
You could see
over.
Chelsea's captain, Reece James, going, are you going to leave?
The players like, just move to the side here. But he wasn't having a bar of it. He stayed on the podium pretty much front and centre and celebrated with the team. I mean, get the hell out of there, Don. You don't need the airtime. I think he gets enough.
Yeah.
time up there. He doesn't need to be ruining their moment.
The funniest comment I saw out of that was, it's like Cole Palmer, who's Chelsea's best player. It's like, Cole Palmer wouldn't know that he's the US president. He'd know him as the bloke from Home Alone. Cole Palmer is your stereotypical footballer. Very talented.
That's very good. The only thing missing was his little dance.
Oh, yeah.
He was clapping, but I was waiting for him to do the famous Donald dance, but it didn't come up. 4 votes. Wayne the Whiz Ormond, one of our favourites here at Hold All Tickets. After Ferevia, I think that's how you say it, took out the first at Murray Bridge last Saturday, paying $1.90. Whiz posted, race 1 at Murray Bridge, my phone has blown up. Declared on Wednesday, payday now, with a few money bag emojis and a little champagne bottle. An anonymous account chirped up with keep a lid on it, Wayno, $1.70. To which he replied, was $6 on Wednesday, bro.
I looked up the fluctuations there, yep.
A lot of money bag emojis again. Try reading before piping. So I scrolled further down to see if I could find the $6 or the declaration, but didn't have any joy there. So I think you've got to be part of Wiz's inner sanctum to
the Wiz
get
group.
that sort of mail, which is fair enough too. But I have to give him 4 votes for that little bit of carry on from Wiz. But we like the way he goes about things.
Wiz is great for the sport, and that catapults Wiz into 5th on the leaderboard now. Not much changing up the top there, of course. Miles Fitzner still in front of the Hawk. The boys at Racing Previews in 3rd. Xavier Peagam on 14. Dropped off the face of the earth since he's gone and hung out with the Aga Khan as old Peegs.
Did we end up giving Kaluzi votes under Racing Previews to propel them into 3rd?
I think we did.
Yeah.
That's why they're all together. It's a team effort there.
Yep.
If Nick McQualter was there, as said last week, they'd be in equal 2nd with the Hawk. Rick McIntosh there on 11, and Damien Radcliffe lucky to not get a vote trumpeting his top 4 football teams from a month ago last night.
Right, I think you said that to me, but the thread was too much.
It was a very long thread.
I
think it was in the start of June. He's like, these are my top 4 teams. And then he was like, I've got this team that went from 8th to 6th. And there was a lot of numbers, like Alan in the Hangover.
Yeah. No, it was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much.
Damo, you're on watch. I know. Like he's getting right around player ratings to try and pick the All-Australian squad. Don't know how that's going to go, Damo. But that's the Self-Trumpeters of the week done and dusted for the week. We are in for a fantastic finale in the next 2 weeks, that's for sure. All right, let's get into the recap. Well, before we do that, actually, I need to tell you that Thoroughbred Sales is the #1 online horse platform for owners looking to buy a racehorse, with over 130 trainers and syndicators to choose from. Horses will also be eligible to run in their new $4 million race series, with over 400 races having a bonus. Check out Thoroughbred Sales today. I've noticed the banners are up on Punters now at the moment, so if you go up Punters, the banner will be there as well. Click through, follow it all through there, find a horse. A lot of those races up in Queensland. You saw Jackie Bruce picking up a couple of Godolphin horses yesterday. They could be targeted towards that.
Which we'll discuss. Yeah. One of those Godolphin horses in a bit.
Get into the results of last week. Lammy, you were at Caulfield. You started off the day hungover, but your best bet was Signature Scent. Really well backed and got the job done.
Race 1, it was heavily backed. I think ended up starting maybe $1.80 in the end.
It's $1.50 early in the morning too.
Yeah, so thankfully it got the blows late-ish because no one on the Bucks party was going to back it at $1.50, but $1.80 people were happy to chime in. Pretty good watch. Sat behind the leader and peeled out and got the job done. Nice horse.
Your next best was Yellow Sam, who I've just got written here, was well beaten.
It was well beaten. Finished 3rd though. Yeah. So it actually drifted quite a bit. So it paid about $2.30, $2.40 the place if anyone went each way. But well beaten in 3rd.
Yep. And your value, and this is the painful part of the Bucks party, so I'll get the story behind it. Out of Compton, Lammy was like, well, I'm just going to be straight into the money here on the turn. A painful result with your value bet running 2nd in the final event of the day.
Backed into $4.80. And obviously, it was the last race of the day. We had a little bit of a bank, but not enough to divvy it up at the end. So chucked it all on Out of Compton. Go hard or go home. We ended up doing both of those things because it lost. So we left the races after that. But I thought at the top of the straight, it was a big chance to run it down. But the cheers from the Bucks party wasn't enough to get Out of Compton over the top. But had to settle for 2nd.
Not ideal. Not a good way to finish a Bucks party.
Wasn't scripted like that, unfortunately.
No. My best bets at Randwick. Best bet was in the highway premise. Too far back, but was honestly pretty poor. So it can go in the bin. Next best was Get a Fix. Got a mile back, and God bless him for it too. Charging over the top of them late.
Yeah, nice win.
It was, kept Tommy Papley got up and about there. It kept him nice and happy now that he's injured.
He's staying off that ankle though. I hope he just
Yeah, hopefully it was a
After
couple of
himself? Yeah,
fist
okay.
pumps. Like, mate, we technically can still make the finals. I want you to play against the Giants next week. But yeah, well done to the team there. That horse looks like he's come through well. And the best value was Kokatahi in the first race. $3 the place. Never looked like missing a place. God bless him. Top of the straight. Did get a bit excited when Hutchings was swinging. But I'll tell you what, that runner-up, the thing in the Star Thoroughbreds colours, whose name I've completely forgotten, that was off the map. Poor boy, it's a nice horse, and it should have pissed in.
A little set from you.
Yeah, it's all right. Disappointed in the best bet, though. We'll bounce back. Haven't heard from Boombet with the Boom odds offer this week. Usually they do go with the feature race this weekend, so every chance that it's probably going to be Robusto in the listed race in Sydney, unless they look at maybe the Dean Lester Cup at Flemington. So not too sure as of yet what's going to come through from Boombet, but make sure you do go to Boombet, of course. Great fixed odds, more value, and more Boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the Boom. Of course, terms and conditions do apply to the Boom odds offer every week. Check your account for how much you can get on this week. Lammy, Flemington headquarters this weekend. A decent enough off-season meeting.
Yeah, I'm not brimming with confidence. Not as confident as I was before finals day, which didn't end that well for me. So I was going to make Duchess Zoo my best, but $1.90. It's a bit skinny, but I think it wins the first. But officially, my best bet is Shining Smile in race 4.
Big weight.
Yeah, but it's carried. I think it's carried 59 in a couple of its wins. 1,000 meters down the straight. I'm not too concerned about the weight. I mean, got the runs on the board. 4 out of 6. 2 of those down the straight. Which is a big tick, and it's taking on horses that have shown talent, but only in 1 or 2 starts. Haven't been down the straight. Still have a lot of boxes to tick. So all the form around Shining Smile I like. Horses like Tentris, Prestige Forever, even Brave Design went up to Queensland.
Won a group race up there.
Yep. So I think it actually might have won a group race in Adelaide and then went to Queensland.
Both, ran second in one of the races too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's trialled well enough to go well first up. And the weight is the only issue, but I'm not too worried about it.
Okay. Next best comes up in race 9.
Yeah, another one where it's kind of weight schmate. Agreeing with Joe Pride, even though I disagreed with him last week.
We love Joe.
Lose some, win more. I like the draw for this horse. End of the day, I don't think we're going to get too much rain, but you'd still think that they're going to go grandstand side, straight course race at this time of the year. So barrier 11 should get to the A ground. Outclassed in a hot race last start, but good job to finish 4th there. I mean, Marble 9 won it, who's absolutely airborne at the moment, and Cleo Cat, I think, was second there. They're pretty good horses who would be very hard to beat in this. It's got 61 kilos, but the stable clearly aren't too concerned about that because they could have put a claimer on and they've elected to go with Willow with 61. So they don't...
Premiership chasing Willow.
Yeah, I don't think they're too concerned about the weight. So they've gone with the big dog with 61. So I think he can win the last race.
Your best value, race 8, number 2.
Controversially, it's actually my second pick in the race.
Oh, this could be a red card because it could be 2 yellows. It's into 880 this morning.
It was $10 when I looked at it because I had Sayadati as my top pick. So I've gone with 2 horses, same stable, same silks, Australian bloodstock. But look, I'm sticking with it. I couldn't find anything at double figure odds that I really like. So we're going with Relentless Voyager. I think I tipped him last start at his Australian debut, and he was very much just out for a look there. He was dragged back to last. Not a whole lot of intent shown, but last 200 was really good. Got home nicely for 5th or 6th there. Nice debut and much better suited at 2,000 if you go through his international form. The concern is that he's likely to settle a mile back again, barrier 16, but I just hope there's a little bit more intent earlier to get into the race. But this is a race where Ma has 7 runners, which is generally not an ideal betting race, but I think he'll get the winner from one of these 2 horses.
That's a lot of work for all the stable staff pre-race. That is that's a big expense day for the staff.
Yeah, I think Waller might have 2 or 3 as well. So
jeez. Yeah. Where's what's he Leak Junior with a horse in there just to throw one in there and Bob Peters' colours to knock us all off. Get to Rosehill, railing the true position. Soft ground at the moment. It's going to be pretty soft at the moment in Sydney given it's just cold. It's been raining. But look, decent little card there. Best bet, race 6, number 7, Tuileries, $2.05. And I thought she'd be deep odds on. Peter Snowden, I think he's flying at the moment. I think he's back. 10 winners from his last 40 runners. And you have a look last week, couple of nice winners. Even yesterday at the Kenzo meeting, had a winner for Yulong, like 3 2-year-olds in the last week that have all sort of popped off. Like, he seems back. He went through, I reckon it was 2 years of a flat period, but now there's a lot of nice horses going on for some good connections. But to this filly, put together 2 nice wins over the summer before getting way too far back in the Magic Millions and starting favourite. That was won by Bazusto. That form looks pretty good now. Her 2 trials this time in, like, she's genuinely jogged around there. She went around against With Your Blessing, who's in a better race later in the day and could have run straight past it. Barrier 11, tiny bit of an obstacle, but could be just a stay out of trouble. You're way too good for this grade. Onwards and upwards to, there's those Million Mares races worth a bunch of money over the spring, or even a Golden Eagle, because she's about to turn 4. So
that's a big call.
Well, she's got the talent, but that sort of could be where they're aiming. Like, I know they've got to get some black type into her first, but then that's something they could aim up at if they win one of those races on the way through. Next best, race 9, number 1, Robusto. If you backed him last start, I feel really bad for you. It was about 15-1. Should have won. Just a brutal watch. Was held up from the 400 to the 150. Josh Parr went right when he should have gone left. It was just one of those things. It happens in racing. Fresh into the Stradbroke wasn't the best idea, you'd think. But
got the dreaded Saturday slaughter for that ride.
Yeah.
Busto.
Fair. But look, third up in the past, he has won 2 races. Like, he's won 2 of his races third up in the past. And he look through his form. He gets better as his preparations go. He won an Ingham deep into a preparation over Christmas last year. So looks set to run almost a peak rating this time in. From the gate, he gets a really soft run in behind them, which is what he likes to. He loves to be just tucked away behind the speed, do no work. As long as he gets clear air, he can finish over the top of them. The weight's no issue. He's carried big weights in the past and won races. So happy to go with him.
Guess how much money Busto's made?
2 and a bit million.
So you already knew that?
He won the Ingham, which is worth 2 million. So I knew he'd won a couple of races as a young horse.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good
unbelievable.
Good little learner.
Yeah, I think he was only about 160, 170,000, but he's gone from, I think, what's his name? Debbie Capitas had him, and now the boys at Derby picked him up.
Wallet of Bjorn.
Yeah, and he's won a lot of his money for Bjorn, so it's a good little pickup there. They do a good job, Derby. Best value, another used horse, race 5, number 6, Yoshinobu. Yellow card here. It's $8 now. It was $13 opening yesterday. Had something on.
Might have to start doing this show on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Getting sniped. Look, I've always had time for this horse, and now he's been gelded. It could well be the making of him. Ex-TFI horse now with, I've completely spaced on Terry Henderson, OTI's colours. Yep. So I had something on him last prep to beat Autumn Glow in the Derby Munro. That's sort of how I think, like, his level of talent. This time last year is only 2 and a bit lengths off Switzerland and Coleman in a Roman Consul over the track and distance. He's been gelded. They can just look at building his rating and banking some cash for the new connections. And you have a look at some of these horses that Annabelle does hold on to and maintain. Once they've been gelded, she doesn't have to throw them at the stumps. Like, he's running a Coolmore, he's running a Roman Consul. They tried him in the gold. Like, I think he was first starting a Silver Slipper. So, they had to try. But look, from gate 5, I think he'll just sit in behind the leaders. He's got a good turn of foot here. And Spywire is the favourite, and I still can't trust Spywire. I still can't
yet to shake the squibbish
tag. I still can't get over where he went 7 million miles an hour in the Blue Diamond, and then when he should have won the St Albans, which I think you're still a bit filthy about, and then he sat back the other day and crushed the line. Once, if Spywire knocks me off, I'll cop it, but I've taken $13 here. He's now $8. I still think he's a ripping 1x3 play on Saturday at Rosehill.
Very good.
Yeah. We need to get into it. There's not a lot going on this week in the Yays or Neighs because
it's tough.
Like we said last week, some weeks very easy, a lot going on, but this week, we
bit of a quiet news week. This one,
yeah. So we'll start off with, because this is very pertinent to Victoria. Should we be more invested about jockeys' premierships? Yay or nay?
Nay. You can't even bet on it when it actually gets interesting.
You could a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago, but it's only really now that you start to pay attention to the jockey premiership. So I couldn't find a market for Williams versus Shin yesterday or today, although I think Shin's home now. He's probably very
kicked home a few yesterday.
But we've spoken about this before, we don't follow jockeys like we do football teams. It's more very much a head/wallet over heart mentality. Yeah. Well done to all the jockeys who win the various premierships around Australia, but I don't think punters need to be more invested in them as much as our friends over at racing.com pump it up like it is an AFL premiership, which they have to do because it's a industry network. But I just don't think punters really care as much as it gets a lot of media coverage.
The best one was would have been 2017 or 18, Nash came from about 10 winners back with about 3 or 4 meetings to go to knock off Huey.
Yeah, I remember
He rode
that.
4 on the final day at Warwick Farm. It was insane. Like if you sort of like in Sydney, if you sort of think about it and take a look at I'm assuming there'll be odds at the start of the season, you're going to figure that J-Mac's not going to be in town all year. Obviously, he'll ride the bulk of the winners, but you've got to think about Melbourne Carnival, Hong Kong, where he might go and spend some time over. What's Romantic Warrior doing next year, plus a few of the other Hong Kong horses that he rides. And then it's like, okay, Jason Collett, Tim Clark, Zach Lloyd, like where are they going to be during the carnival? Like you could find a bet if you really strategically think it out. Whereas in Sydney, in Melbourne, it's Shinner Williams because Mickey D Lane don't spend enough time in Victoria.
The Mellams will be off to Parley.
Yeah, Mellams are Jamie Mellam off and away. So it's like, okay, it's probably Shin and Williams again, which is great because they're both fantastic riders. Australian Bloodstock will see a return on their investment after forking out $170,000 for ex-Godolphin horse Paray.
Nay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they broke even.
Okay.
Because soon to be 6-year-old.
Yep.
So he's earned $563K so far.
Yep.
But he doesn't win these days. He's become a real nonny. But
have they said who's training him yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't believe so. But I mean, there's a lot of money to be made running placings in listed grade sprints, but just not sure he's going to make more than 200K. He's already been to the races 27 times. I don't think he's robusto. So look, I think he can probably make back 170K.
Yeah.
Will they see a return on their investment? Not a significant.
I'll say yay, because he's only got to win 2 Saturday races to hit the 170K mark, and he's a bit better than that. He only has to win 2 out of his next 15.
That's a big call, though, for a horse who literally cannot win at the moment.
Change of environments can do anything to anyone. But
Sound like Brad Davidson.
There are such things as non-winners, Davo. You can't prove me wrong. Look up a horse called Dynamics. My dad will get over it one day. I reckon they'll get it back. A little, like not excessively like Robusto, but I wouldn't be shocked if in 2 years' time he's won $300,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the list, Spacewalk 180, I think.
He looks ready to win.
I think they can get that back.
But who's the one Jack Bruce bought? I looked at that and I was like, it'll dead set win its next run up in Queensland if you place it right.
I'll run through a couple of names. Snack Bar 155, Fleetwood 150.
I think it might have been Fleetwood.
Razors 135.
Or Razors.
Contemporary 75.
That seems cheap.
Yeah, that does seem cheap.
There was one down the bottom I had to look at and it went for 1,200. I'm like, well, that's probably why. It's probably
1,200?
broken. Yeah, with 1,250 it went for. I was like, it's probably broken.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Trying to find a cheapie that I could, just fling over to Wagga. Like, hey, Dad, here's another horse.
Yeah.
Nah, wasn't.
But you're getting apart from maybe the $1,200 bargain buy, you're getting a sound horse that's been incredibly well looked after.
Yeah, the thing is, if they're selling them, they know that they've sort of hit their mark with them as well, instead of sending them to another trainer. Yep. But I get it. They made about $2 million yesterday selling them, so it makes sense.
Yep.
Lammy, has a horse ever not come back bigger and better? Yay or nay?
No. Really strengthened up over the break and gone from a boy to a man. It's like pre-season in the footy.
Yeah, he's been in the gym.
Every player's gone to a new level. Jake Stringer's as fit as he's ever been.
Did you see his interview last night? It actually was it gave a bit of shame to Essendon's pre-seasons. I guess he's like, after one day I knew I was in for a tough summer. Like, mate, you've been a professional athlete for 15 years. What have you been doing?
I don't know. Yeah.
It goes to show differences between sort of training regimes. I suppose that could be said about Essendon's soft tissue issue at the moment. But yes, no horse has ever not come back bigger and better. We've already had Joe Pride say it about Chow and we've heard it about Via Sistina in the last couple of days too.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to hear any trainers say, he's come back smaller and worse. So
I have in previous lives when working with horses and stables, and you've seen them gone, geez, these have spelled horrendously. Put them back in the paddock for 6 weeks because that means they don't come back. But it's like, why have they been out for 12 weeks? Oh, well, they didn't like it.
Can relate to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
post-winter.
Yeah, it's not
coming back a bit
great.
Woolly in the coat.
Yeah, or you come back with a bit of pudding on after a summer somewhere else. All right, that is us done and dusted on that high note here on Hold All Tickets this week. Of course, thank you to our sponsors, BoomBet. Great fixed odds, more value and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Thank you, Lammy.
Thank you, Alex. We're arriving at the end of the season. We might have to do some sort of little wrap-up or awards or something next week or two.
I reckon we are planning on doing a social video of our favourite moment of the season. So that'll pop up on socials as well. I think I'm also going to do my top 5 moments from the Hong Kong season as well. So Fair bit of Romantic Warrior, Carrying Rising, and Voyage Bubble.
I'd imagine they would feature quite
So
heavily.
there's 3 of the 5 done. Just where they fit in, you don't know yet. But yes, of course, do follow us on that social media so you do see all those videos. Of course, at Punters on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Like and subscribe everywhere that you get us. Of course, the podcast platforms as well. Give us a rating and a 5-star review. That'd be great as well. But we are done and dusted this week on Hold All Tickets.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.